My dad has always had a paranoid personality, I guess is what you would call it. Always thought somebody was out to get him, always looking over his shoulder. I don't know what was on his guilty conscience, but that's the way he lived. And I remember one time, and it was just out of the blue, we lived in a small East Texas town that had wells on the property that was piped into the house. We had a natural well on our property, and it was awesome. I mean, the water was great and whatnot, therefore. And one summer, we started getting sick. My mom, my dad, my sister's brothers, myself, we were all just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. Could not for the life of us figure it out. Could not get over it and get past it. It just seemed like it was getting worse and worse. And I went out into the backyard one day where my father was, and he said, "I want to know what you're doing to the family." I'm like, "What?" I mean, I'm probably 10 years old. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about." He said, "We're all getting sick, and I know that you're doing something to this family. You're poisoning us. You are doing something to our food. I mean, what are you doing to hurt us?" And I'm like, "I am not doing anything to hurt anybody. Why would you even think that? Where is this coming from?" And I remember standing there going, "Oh my God, my dad is nuts." And, but he was insistent. He was just demanding to know what I was doing to the family. And there was a water hose laying there, and my dad was very physically abusive to me, and he would grab anything that was available to just take his frustrations out on. And there was a water hose laying there, and I said, "Just pick up the water hose and just beat me till you feel better, if that is what you need to do, because it's not going to change the fact that I'm not doing anything. You can beat me the rest of the afternoon. I'm not doing anything to this family." And he just kind of looked at me and walked off. And I remember it was probably a couple of weeks later, there were some people that had been out and about between that time and a couple of weeks later, messing around with the well. And what happened is my parents had planted the well, had planted a garden right there by the well. So as they fertilized and used pesticides and all the different chemicals they used to make the garden beautiful, it was leaching into the ground and getting into the water supply, and then we were drinking it. So we were getting poisoned through the well water itself because it was too close to the garden. So there was never an apology. I mean, that's never going to happen. My dad is not someone who was ever wronged. You just dealt with it no matter how it came. But anyway, that was a very sad thing that I was accused of trying to kill my family, and I was just as sick as the rest of them. But I guess that's just my dad's paranoia. It manifests itself in many, many ways throughout my life. So just check out other videos, and you can learn more about him. He was an interesting character. God bless him.